6:45. It's been a couple of days after President Trump announced his new tariffs, and stocks have not suffered this much since the pandemic. But President Trump is not showing any signs of concern, and we want to go live to Scripps news correspondent Nate Reed, who is in Washington, D.C. Now, Nate, Republicans agree that this plan, it just needs time to unfold and be successful.
Yeah, most Republicans giving President Trump a fair amount of leeway in Congress, basically saying that he can impose these tariffs, see if they work. At the same time, Republicans I spoke to yesterday, not totally insulated from the fact that the market is not doing well. We are seeing futures drop even further this morning. The possibility of a trade war, retaliatory tariffs that we just saw announced by China, those could factor in as well, cause the market to get even more concerned. But going into this trade war, there's a very real possibility that this growing effort in Congress could continue to try and claw back some of President Trump's authority to put in place these tariffs unilaterally on countries for an indefinite period of time. Now, again, this is a bipartisan effort that was introduced yesterday. We don't know if it has the support needed to pass. At this point, it seems rather unlikely. But again, most Republicans in Congress willing to give President Trump kind of the benefit of the doubt here on these tariffs, allowing the market to see what happens. But Democrats openly saying that this could be a real political liability for Republicans ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. And the reason that's so front of mind, if these economic issues persist, if the economy is still in an unsure place about a year from now, we could really be looking down a real nightmare scenario for Republicans who are looking to keep control of Washington, the House, the Senate. Obviously, the White House, they've got for another 2 years, but the midterms, not as far away as you'd think.
Yeah, well, Nate, President Trump's executive order to delay that ban on TikTok, the ownership of it expires tomorrow. The ban that he had put in place, has there been any announcement on the future of the app?
Yeah, I mean, look, we really don't know what's going to happen when you open that TikTok app on your phone tomorrow morning. A lot of echoes of what we saw back in early January when you opened that app and it said that it had been banned in the United States. Remember, that was a bipartisan bill passed by the House of Representatives and the Senate, signed into law by President Joe Biden, upheld unanimously by the Supreme Court. When Trump took office, he delayed it for a couple months. Ultimately, that ban going to come up tomorrow. Trump saying that there's a lot of different groups that have expressed interest in purchasing TikTok from its current Chinese ownership, the company ByteDance. But the big question here, Bree, does ByteDance want to sell? Is the Chinese Communist Party okay with the sale of TikTok? At this point, that's still not clear. President Trump floating yesterday on Air Force One that there might be an opportunity for an American company to buy TikTok. And if the Chinese government agrees, he might be willing to lower some of those tariffs on Chinese goods. China, though, retaliating this morning with, I believe, 37% retaliatory tariffs on all imports from the United States. Again, not clear what the future is if TikTok will still be available for you tomorrow morning.